Hello everybody. This week we have been looking at solving word problems. So today we're going to look at a different type of word problem that might need to solve. So today's learning objective is to solve comparison problems. First thing you'll need to be able to do is represent the problem, then identify the operation you need to use, and then use the operation to calculate the answer. Okay, so let's start by just having a bit of a recap with these word problems here. So at the park, I saw 15 squirrels and 32 birds. How many animals did I see? In a moment, I'm going to ask you to pause the video and solve that problem. And then have a go as well at this problem here. There were 46 balls on the playground, 20 were footballs and 15 were basketballs. The rest were tennis balls. How many tennis balls were there? Okay, pause the video and have a go. Off you go. Have you done that? Well done. So this one, you might have used a bar model to work out the steps. That's super. So you should have identified that you're putting these two amounts together, 15 squirrels and 32 birds. So if we're going to add those together, we need to add 5 ones and 2 ones, which give us 7 ones. And then we'll look at our tens, 3 tens and 1 10 equals 4 tens. So there were 47 animals in total. Then for this one, there were 46 balls on the playground, 20 were footballs and 15 were basketballs. The rest were tennis balls. How many tennis balls were there? First of all, we want to find out how many footballs and basketballs there were together. So we'll do 20 add 15, which is 35. And then if the rest were tennis balls, then we will do 46, take away 35, which will give us the difference, which will be the tennis balls. So 6 ones take away 5 ones is 1 1, and 4 tens take away 3 tens is 1 10. So there were 11 tennis balls. Well done if you got those right. You might have needed to use the bar model to help you to work out what to do. That's brilliant if you did, or well done, or if you drew the problem out to help you work it out. Okay, so there's another type of problem that you might come across, and these are called comparison problems. So this is where an amount is compared to an amount of something for someone else that someone else might have, or to a different amount. So two amounts are compared. Okay, so when we find comparison problems, we will always use either addition or subtraction. Now, there's a bit of a trick with these questions. It kind of tries to trick you, because you might find words like fewer or the word more in these comparison problems. Don't fall into the trap that automatically means you're going to add if it says more, because in comparison problems it might not be the case. That's why it's really important for us to draw out the problem and represent it in a bar model, which will help us to understand what we've got to do. So don't assume that if you see the word more, it's going to mean add. And if you see the word fewer, it's going to mean subtract. It could be, but it might not be. I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to take you through this problem. So Charlie read 9 books this year. Charlie read 5 fewer books this year than Rick. How many books did Rick read this year? So first thing we've got to do is look at the bits of information that are important and look for the clues in the problem. So I've done that here for you. Charlie read 9 books this year. That's important. We need to know that. Charlie read 5 fewer books than Rick. So 5 fewer, that means 5 less than Rick. And then we need to find out how many books Rick read. So what I like to do is put this into a bar model because it makes me be able to see which operations I've got to use. So I'm going to represent the problem using a bar model now. So here I've got a bar for Charlie and here I've got a bar for Rick. This helps me to compare between Charlie and Rick. We know that 9 books, Charlie had 9 books, so I've put a 9 above Charlie. I know that this amount is equal to 9. I know that Charlie read 5 fewer than Rick. So what I've done now is I've made Rick's bar longer because I know that Rick has read more books than Charlie, because Charlie has read 5 fewer, which means 5 less than Rick. And I've put a 5 up here, which shows that this part is the 5 because Charlie has read 5 fewer, so he hasn't read these books here. Okay, so this missing bit for Charlie is the 5, and for Rick, this part, we could almost put an imaginary line down here, is the 9 books that Charlie's read, but he's also read 5. So the next thing I need to do is work out how to find out how many books Rick has read. So I know from my bar model that Charlie's read 9 and Rick has read 9 and 5. So I now know that I need to add 9 add 5 equals 14. So I've been able to solve the problem by representing it through the bar model to help me find out what I've got to do. Let's have a look at another one. Dan built 10 chairs on Monday. He built 14 chairs on Tuesday. How many more chairs did he build on Tuesday than on Monday? So the first thing I'm going to do is look at the words and identify those important bits that I need to remember. Dan built 10 chairs on Monday. He built 14 chairs on Tuesday. How many more on Tuesday than on Monday? So I'm going to represent it in a bar now. I know that on Monday he built 10 chairs, and on Tuesday he built 14. So I've made Tuesday's bar longer because he built more chairs on Tuesday than on Monday. So that's why I've done a shorter bar for Monday and a longer bar for Tuesday. Now it's time I need to put my numbers in. I need to think about where the numbers would go. So he built 10 on Monday and 14 on Tuesday. So I need to think about where I'd put those numbers to make that clear. There we go. So on Monday, he built 10, and on Tuesday, he built 14. So this bar is equal to 10, and this bar is equal to 14. Now, I need to find out how many more he built on Tuesday than on Monday. So what I really need to find out is how much is this missing part of the bar here? What is this bit, this question mark here? It's the difference between the 10 that he built on Monday and the 14 that he built on Tuesday. So if you look at the bar model, you can see that there is a difference between the amount he produced on Monday and the amount on Tuesday. This is the difference. What we need to find out is what is the difference between Monday's 10 and Tuesday's 14. How do we calculate the difference? Is it addition or subtraction? Well done, it's subtraction. So in order to find out this question mark, this missing difference here, we need to subtract 14, take away 10. So 14 take away 10. We'll always start with a bigger number. Always start with a bigger number as the minuend. And the answer is 4. So now it's time for you to have a go, but I'm going to take you through it step by step. So Ethan has 61 building blocks. Matt has 14 more building blocks than Ethan. How many building blocks does Matt have? Firstly, I just want you to pause the video and write down those key bits of information, the key things. Off you go. Have you done that? Well done. So hopefully you identified these things as the key things. Ethan has 61 building blocks. Matt has 14 more than Ethan. And how many does Matt have? That's what we need to find out. How many does Matt have? And he's got 14 more than Ethan. Okay, now I want you to pause the video and have a go at putting it into a bar model like I've shown you. So to compare the two amounts. Off you go. Have you done that? Well done. So this is how I've done it. It might be slightly different to yours, that's okay. Sometimes we can represent it in different ways, but as long as it shows one bar that is Ethan and another bar that is longer that is Matt, because we know that Matt has more. So Matt's bar has got to be longer. We know that Ethan has 61, so I put 61 on top of Ethan, and Matt has 14 more. So that means this bit here of the bar is 14, and this bit is 61. So it's the same for Matt. If we draw an imaginary line here, this part is 61, and this part is 14. Okay. So now I want you to pause the video and try to identify what you've got to do to find out how many Matt has. Off you go. Have you done that? Well done. So hopefully you worked out that in order to find out what Matt has, you have to put these two parts together. 61, add 14. Because this part of the bar is 61 and this part is 14. So to find out what Matt has in total, we need to put those two parts together. So it's 61, add 14. Okay, pause the video now and use that operation. So success criteria 3, use that operation to solve the problem. So I want you to do 61, add 14. Off you go. Have you done that? Well done. So 61 add 14 equals 75. So Matt has 75 building blocks. Okay, so now it's your turn to have a go at solving the word problems on the class page. So work your way through them. I'd like to see the bar models to help you identify the operations and really think about what the problem is showing, is telling you. And then solve the problems underneath that. If you'd like to have a go at the optional extension after you've finished the questions, then have a go at this. The Brown family. Sally Brown has an equal number of brothers and sisters. Mark Brown, her older brother, has twice as many sisters as brothers. How many children are there in the Brown family? So you need to really think about this. See if you can represent it in a bar model. I had a go and I had to think of different ways I could represent that problem in a bar model. And then try and solve the problem. So you'll need to think about how you can solve that. You might have to do that through trial and error, trying some different numbers to see if it works. Or you might be able to find some operations that you can use from your bar model to help you figure it out. And then I'd like you to explain how you did it as well, so that I can see how you got to your answer. Okay, good luck everybody. I can't wait to see your comparison word problems. Bye.